What up, everybody? It's your boy Flobito, and this is What's Up, Flobo, episode 109. Things are going good here in the universe of Flobito, man. Just working on some stuff. Before I get into all that, you know the deal. This episode of What's Up, Flobo, and all the other episodes is brought to you part by StreamYard. I'm a StreamYard user. I love StreamYard. It allows you to stream live entertainment with guests, with brands, with overlays, all that fancy stuff live and in real time with the click of a button. You don't need any fancy programs. You don't need any fancy links. StreamYard.com is where you want to go. Use the promo code in the description below and get yourself a little bit of a store credit to check around some of the premium features. StreamYard.com. This guy is not only a user, I'm also an advocate. Okay, so today's episode of What's Up, Flobo, I'm talking to you about, once again, one of my favorite video games of all time. It's Rocket League. It's basically car soccer. If you haven't played Rocket League, you should. But I want to go a little bit into something a little extra, what I think you'll appreciate. At least I thought was pretty funny. Um, I like playing this game of car soccer. If you don't really know what the idea is, two cars that have powers of boost and can fly, they hit a ball into a net. And one day, I was on one of the websites just looking at some stats at a site called Ball Chasing, and there was an advertisement for something called Minor League Esports. And I said, what's this? Because I'm someone not only likes the sport of Rocket League and likes the game of Rocket League, I like casting. I like broadcasting the esport, meaning just giving commentary of what's happening. If you looked at some of the past episodes of What's Up Flobo, I talked about how I cast some of the senior series, the Rocket League Senior Series esports events. But here's a chance, they said, that any level of the game, no matter how good you are as a player, you can join the minor league system. It's not affiliated with the game developers, but there's actually tiers of different levels of competition, much like baseball. There's AAA, AA, single A, and there's no restriction to how bad you are. And I go, oh my goodness, this would be kind of fun. This would be great. Instead of me casting other people playing, other esports athletes, here's a chance for me to be an esport athlete myself. And there's 5 tiers. I know I am trash, collectively speaking. I mean, I am technically and officially average at the game. But when it all comes down to it, those who play in a sport environment are so much better. I'm considered bad based on the level of play there. So I applied to Minor League Esports. I said, I'm going to roll the dice. I'm going to do something different. I want to be an esport athlete. Yes, yes, yes. It doesn't pay. And yes, yes, yes. I'm not going to wear a cool jersey, even though I can get one at nonamenerd.com. Use promo code FLOPITO for a discount. But here's a chance for me to have something to play for. It isn't just me playing in my house, or on Saturdays, a couple of my friends get together and we have like a weekly like scrim or play-in session. Here's a chance to play for a team or to do training, to really treat themselves like how you would a real sport. And by real sport, I mean a physical, in meat space sport. I'm not trying to denigrate esports. The process is a little bit arduous. You know, you apply, and you kind of wait, and you get an invite to a Discord server, which, by the way, I'm not going to say I don't understand Discord, but it can get really hairy, really confusing, really fast. Now, Discord, if you're not familiar with it, it's a way for teams to communicate. But it's kind of like a message board, and it's kind of like a group text, and it's kind of like Slack all rolled into one. So if you have communities that have like 200, 300, 400 things get bogged down with chats and threads and hashtag whatever servers upon it gets really bad. So but you're on this welcome server and with the minor league team, and you're supposed to wait and see if you get interviewed. And I waited about a week, and thankfully I got to an interview, which was during the day. So I don't know how anyone with a job can do this. So I got interviewed, and of course, you play the game. They interview to make sure you're not a weirdo. And I go, yeah, I'm really bad at this. I thought I was being modest or coy, but there's kids literally half my age who are fantastic at Rocket League. And I go, well, they're not going to call me again. Thanks for coming, Flobito. But it's not true. Got the call. Now I moved to an even bigger Discord. And they said, hey, look, you just sit here, sit tight. You're considered on the waiver wire or free agency. Like, they use real nomenclature. When someone's looking for a tryout, the season just started, unfortunately, but when someone's looking for a tryout to add to teams, because since there's 5 tiers of competition, sometimes guys actually advance out of the division that you're participating in. And I was in the lowest division. So I go, hey, there might be a shot for me. So I waited another week. That's not bad at all, because I expected waiting forever. Tryout. Oh my goodness, my first ever tryout. I have my esports name on it. For those of you who care or notice, when I play games on my Xbox, I go by Formula 625. That is like the name I use across the board. For those of you who care, 625 is my birth date. The formula is my birth date, 625, right? June 25th. But I realize that's kind of hard to say when you're casting. When you're saying when you're saying a shot in basketball, you go LeBron or James. You don't be like, LeBron, a kid from Akron, Ohio, number 6. You kind of like has it quick. So I settled on Novanta, which is Italian for the word 90. It is kind of frou-frou, but I love it. It's one of the few Italian words I love saying out the words, like that and buonasera, which is good evening. But Novanta is 90, and for 2 reasons, or 3 reasons. One, I like saying it. 2, in the game of car soccer, I'm going to go the full 90, and I usually hit shots in the upper 90. And when I was in Italy, which I don't mean to drop that, but when I was in Italy, I was stuck in a train station for about 4 hours. I was in Naples. There was an Italian artist, rapper. His name was Salmo. And he had a song called 90 Minute. 90 Minuti was the name of the song. And I don't know, I had to look up the words, but it was like so, I wanted to mess stuff up. I felt like it was Italian crunk music. It was like, he's like, applausi, 90 minuti di applausi. You're like, yeah. So I was like, cool, I'm going to stick with that. So as Novanta, I had my first tryout. And again, I mean, there's a lot of people trying out at once, and they do, even within the divisions of minor league esports, they really kind of like have this thing called salaries to make sure they can accurately judge your skill at a glance. So the better you are at the game, the higher salary you have in that competition, that division. So the idea is that if you're making a team, you want someone with a high salary, as high as possible, but making sure you come under the salary cap. So you don't want to like stuff your team with like 3 guys who are at the border of who are a greatness, because it's unfair to other teams. They want to establish some bit of parity. So, but basically what I'm saying is, I know I am not the first selection of any team, but I want to be decent enough that if someone's like, man, I need someone who's decent enough, that's great, that plays, that punches above his weight class, so I can be under the salary cap, I'm going to call you homeboy Novanta. So I had my tryout. It was one of the esports teams. I won't get into the details. I'm not sure what I can share, but it was a team called the Hive on that. And I went, and of course, I'm doing the best I can. But of course, you're having the self-doubt. Like, what am I doing, man? I'm like 30 plus years old playing a video game with kids half my age with better reflexes on the Xbox, which I love the Xbox. I think it's still better than the PS ecosystem, but there is input lag. It's a console. It's not as responsive as a computer. And I play it on my TV, so the refresh rates are not even that big of a deal. So imagine me, like I'm trying my hardest to show people that I can really go, but in the back of my head, it's like, bro, you're old. Athletes retire at 29 because they're old. And you're like 30 plus. You're playing a video game. You should be looking for work. But the other side was like, hey, look, man, this is something you love anyway. There is a community if you get in this esports organization. And I bet if you got signed to a team, you'd be the biggest ambassador for that team. And you can probably bring more eyes on the sport. But what are you doing? Rent's due next week. I can't believe you're sitting here in your living room, not even on a comfy couch, on a table chair because you want to sit close to the TV and play. Old man, what are you doing? I can't believe that you are doubting yourself. You can do it. And went back and forth. So I did the tryout. They said, good game. Thanks, guys. And that's been, as of this recording, about 2 days. So I mentioned this on Twitter, and this is really the reason about this episode of What's Up Flobo. I never quite got it before, but I get it now. Real athletes, meat space athletes, I get it. I get trying to eat right and exercise and train and practice. I get trying your hardest to impress scouts and or college programs or trying to make sure everyone sees you on a national stage. I get draft day where you're sitting there in a suit that doesn't even fit quite right because you have an athlete's body and they don't make suits for that. And you're just sitting there waiting for someone, any team, to say, "Hey, you want to come play with us?" Like the psychological strain that I put myself in this minor league esports for a video game, it just you can't even I can't even tell you. I'm just like, oh my, what if no one picks me? Do I just give up? Should I just say, you know what? This is the reason why I shouldn't even try? Do I get a chip on my shoulder? Do I say, you guys are going to regret not picking me? I totally get it. Because before, when I was applying to be on a minor league esports team, I was like, oh man, it'd be kind of cool to be on this team. It'd be kind of cool to be on this team. This team has a great logo. Hey, I saw that guy stream before. He's pretty awesome. Now I'm like, I don't care. I'll even play for the Knicks. I don't, please, somebody validate the work I put, validate the hours I've worked on this. It's surreal. And I guess on that level, you can't tell me esports is an actual sports. And for those of you who sat through 11 minutes of What's Up Flobo, and you're like, I don't even know one thing he's saying, I thank you. Because I needed to get that off my chest. Yo, this is What's Up Flobo, man. It's a Wednesday afternoon delight. We're coming back on Friday with another episode for just some more fun. If you guys haven't already, make sure you check out me all over social media. We're talking at Flobo Boys on Twitter, at Flobo Boys on Instagram, at Flobito on Instagram, Flobito.com, and I have a Twitch channel. It's twitch.tv/FloboBoys. I need some people to be my fans and followers. Meet me over at Twitch, twitch.tv/FloboBoys. And if you want to support the homie and buy a t-shirt, you can do so at Flobito.threadless.com. I'm out! I got some things I gotta worry about. I got some other things I gotta worry about. It's stressful. It's stressful. Peace.